everyone. Welcome back to Sip Fearlessly. We're so excited to be here as always. Shout out to the BronxNet family holding us down. Shout out to the big Bronx. We is representing today. I feel like I live here now, by the way.
I know.
I'm here so many hours, so many days, but it's been a great experience and a great journey. And I'm learning so much. So 2025, beware, because I cooked up in 2024, okay? But shout out to everyone who has been, doing their thing, or even just relaxing, pouring into yourself, whatever it is that you've been focused on for the end of this year, make it count. Definitely pouring into ourselves is super important because, as we know, once the new year comes in, we're going to hit the ground running.
Right.
So it's like we have like a minute to relax. So make sure you're, checking on your loved ones. If you can't go and see them because they're far away, make sure that, just all that good stuff, right? Make sure you're setting your goals for the new year, right? Okay, because I know I'm excited. I know mine's are all set. They're all on the calendar.
Right.
They're ready for me to tackle.
I can't believe we're making like March bookings and March they're like still in 2024.
Look at you, sis. March bookings. That's what I'm talking about.
Happening.
But shout out to you too, sis. You've been
Yes,
killing it with your stylist company and all the stuff you're doing, and also with Women Off Duty.
Yes, thank you.
Shout out
we
to
will
you.
have an episode where we'll discuss that.
Yes.
Yes.
Shout
Don't
out
put me
to
on the
you.
spot right now.
No, you're good. I just want to give you a shout out and show you love.
Thank
for
you,
everything
sis.
you've
I
been
love
doing.
you.
Yeah, I love you too.
And you're like my number one motivator and like my
All the
inspiration,
time.
girl.
Yes.
So listen.
We here, we doing this, we
Right.
supporting each other. Because it's only love here, all right?
Right.
It's only love. Like without supporting others and without, supporting your peers, your friends, your family, you're not gonna get that far, man. We
Right.
gotta spread the love. There's a little something for everybody, all right? We don't
Spread
gotta
the
act
love.
like, right.
And learn from each other. That's it.
We don't gotta act like we're fighting for crumbs, people, okay? Let's change that mindset, all right? We're here, we're building, we're a family.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
But we got big Bronx energy in the building.
Yes, we do.
All right?
Three-way, but we got one
That's
way.
right. We have King Amadeus in the building.
Yes,
Woo!
welcome back.
Hey.
Big Bronx.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you so much, King, for
Thank you
stopping
for
by
having me.
again.
First of
Yes.
all, congrats to you lovely ladies
Thank
on
you.
the show. Loving the fact that it's here at BronxNet. You guys look amazing, so I had to step out today and I had to
Swag it out.
I had to come properly because I know you ladies was gonna be fly and classy and elegant, so I had to make sure that every time you're not gonna see me in the fitted or Timbs. I mean, I got on Timbs, but I had to clean it up on top.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy to be here and congrats to you
Thank
ladies.
you. Well, we appreciate that energy. Thank you for coming through. Okay,
Absolutely.
because we're all about fashion and coming
Yes.
through here. All right.
Yes.
Because we spend many days in sweats and sneakers.
Right.
Leggings. Oh, girl.
Yeah.
No makeup. All right, that's everyday life. So we just like to bring that flair, and I
Right.
think it's good to show your personality
Absolutely.
through your style.
Absolutely.
So
Love that.
that's something that we love to do. So thank you for supporting
And it's in
that.
our blood.
And you look great.
And it's in
Thank
our
you.
blood.
It is in
Yes.
our blood.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
But you look great. So thank you for
Thank you so
representing
much,
for the
Queen.
Bronx.
Thank you.
We clean up in the Bronx, y'all. All
Big
right.
cleanup on aisle 3.
That's right. But let's dive right in.
Okay.
Oh my God, you've been working on so many
Yes.
amazing projects, amazing things. So we're very grateful that we were able to grab some of your time
Absolutely.
and bring
Thank you
you
for having
here. And I know we have sat down with you and talked to you a little bit
Absolutely.
about your upbringing. But let's for those of you guys who are new listeners, to our show, our podcast, share a little bit about, growing up in the Bronx and
Right.
how that helped shape, where you're at today.
Yeah, I love my city. I love being from the Bronx. Anyone who knows me or have had the opportunity to meet me will know I'm from the Bronx. Everywhere I go around the world, I shout loud, like, from the Bronx, from the BX. Grew up on 169th, Washington Avenue, not too far from where we're at. Really tough neighborhood. Seen a lot, witnessed a lot, experienced a lot. But, the Bronx has molded me and shaped me into the person that I am today, which is fearless. The birthplace of hip hop. But again, me seeing what I've seen growing up, me growing up in that neighborhood, a lot happened, a lot went on. and it forced me, whether I wanted to be fearless or not, it forced me to be fearless. So that's part of the makeup of who I am today as a man, as a king, as a entrepreneur, as a musician, as a father, as a figure. Like, we strong over here.
Yeah.
We strong over here. And I wish it wasn't the case, you know,
Right.
which is, you know, I have kids now, and, you know, raising them, you want them to come up in a different way. You don't want them to be exposed or to see the same things, you know, that we've seen or been exposed to. And, you know, you don't want to shy them away from all of it, because you do want them to have that edge that we have, that energy
Right.
that we have, that fearlessness that we do have. But you want your kids to have better, you know what I mean? So I'm grateful to, you know, alongside their mom, be able to provide a better life, a better experience, a better environment, a better atmosphere, so that they don't have to experience what we've experienced.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I appreciate that you say that, because, you know, some of the things that we focus on here is, you know, sharing a backstory from all of our guests. We love the storytelling part because, you know, you're talking about how you grew up in a very difficult neighborhood, but look at you now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you were able to make it out, able to succeed, able to achieve your goals.
Right.
And that's what we want to show, you know, all of our listeners, is that don't let your circumstances, you know, determine what your future is going to be.
Absolutely. It's
You know?
it's no excuses.
Right.
You know, and I'm grateful after we, you know, finish this segment, I'm actually going to my neighborhood. I'm going to Claremont Neighborhood Center, which is the neighborhood that I grew up at. Right across the street, I lived in 1309, and they're having a talent show. And I'm going to support the kids and pull up on them and be there. So it's very good. And we all do this, where we go back to where we're from and we're still present, because we want to make impact, and we want to make
Yeah.
change. And like you said, just because you're from here, it doesn't give you a reason or an excuse to not be great or to not be
Exactly.
successful. I'm from right across the street. This is what I tell them. I grew up right across the street. I went to the same stores you went to, the same schools, the same area, and, you know, here I am today. So what's your reason of not being great and not be successful? So that's the
Exactly.
challenge that, you know, that I give them.
Yeah, I love to see it. We're in a time right now where I see a lot of us in the industry, you know, whatever industry we're in, pouring back to our youth. So I'm like really, really loving to see
beautiful
this,
thing.
because for a very long time, you know, they took away those extracurricular
Yes.
activities, those extracurricular classes, you know, from the schools. They pulled it out. They pulled out the funding and budgets for it, you know. So the fact that now we're fighting to bring that back.
Absolutely.
And we're using, and bring it back in an organic way. Because we're using our talents and our platforms and
Right.
what we're doing and educating through that.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's really dope, because the curriculums aren't determined by the schools, they're determined by us.
And I love that.
And I think that that's
I love
really,
that.
really
It's
powerful
amazing.
and really beautiful.
I
So
agree.
thank you.
I
You know,
agree. Thank
I've
you.
seen you in action.
And I've seen you in action.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. We did run into each other,
Yes,
I remember,
yes,
a couple
yes,
months ago.
absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to the homies. I forget the organization
The
name.
Bronx Summit.
but-
Was that the Bronx Summit?
Bronx Summit,
There we go.
yes.
Yep.
Shout out to Bronx Summit.
Jason and Kev, yeah.
Yeah,
Great thing.
for having
Great thing
us.
that day, too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see so many of us doing that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I mean, since we already dived into that, let's talk about it. Let's talk about you know, all the motivational speaking you're doing, how you're giving back, you know, to your community, to the youth. We know you've spoken at schools across you
Yes.
know, the U.S. and offered drumming classes and NYC. So you know, aside from what we just mentioned, what drives your passion for giving back?
I just know, you know, growing up how I grew up, no one came and did that for us. You know, we learned from the teachers, of course, that all do an amazing job and the best that they can do with what they have. But no one that I looked up to or inspired by, that I watched on the Video Music Box, pulled up like, yo, I'm at your school, what's up? You know, so it was very important for me to do. I know the excitement that the kids have seeing, you know, celebrities and people that they see on TV and inspired by, and learn that they're just as human as they are, and they're cool and they're humble. So it's a beautiful thing. I just left PS 18 just now, and I came here to be with you guys, and it was amazing. They ordered my book, The Story of Amadeus and the Beat Goes On. So I gave out the book to the 4th and 5th graders, over 115 students, and I had an assembly with them earlier this year. And when I walked into the classroom, they're like, oh, no way. And I love surprises, so I surprised them and gave them all a book. And it was such an amazing feeling, an amazing thing. And again, I didn't have it. So I always feel like just because we were challenged the way we were challenged in life growing up, and we didn't have the things that we had, why do the kids have to suffer? Why do the future have to go through what we've went through when we've already went through it? Like, how can I avoid you from making the same mistakes or dealing with the same hardships or challenges that I faced growing up. I want to try to make it a little easier for you because as you can see out there, it's rough, it's tough.
It's
And we had it bad, but we didn't have the internet.
Right.
Right.
We didn't have social media.
Right.
We didn't have all of these other influences besides television and TV that can motivate us or pull us in the wrong direction. So I think it's very important that they see people like us that look like them, that are from where they're from, and can really be truly inspired and motivated. It's easy to pull someone that's successful in from somewhere else and say, hey, be successful, this is what it looks like. But when you come from where they're from, you walk the same streets, had the same hardship and the same hustle and struggle, it's like, no, he looks like me, she looks like me, they one of us.
They relate.
And we can relate. Yes, they can relate more, and they're real. Kids are the realest. You want to know something? Ask your kids. You know that saying, they be your own kids.
I know.
Oh man, I'm
How I
not
look,
ready for
son?
that.
How I look, princess? You know, that don't really matter with that. You know. Dad, the gray hairs is coming in real. I'm like, yo, be your own kids, bro. So my son AJ, shout out to my son AJ, shout out to my princess Ariana. You gotta chill.
Right.
You gotta chill, but they're gonna keep it a buck.
Oh no,
Right.
they are
They're
very
gonna keep it a
honest.
buck.
Yes, they are.
They're very
They'll
honest.
keep it a buck.
But I like that you talked about, the social media and everything, that's the climate that we're in. And so, it makes it even more special that people like you talk to them because you're in the music industry.
Absolutely.
Because there's so much negative kind of music that they're listening to, so that's something that they're dealing with, I know we've been talking about drill music, and it's not to talk negatively about everyone who's making drill music, but it is making a lot of young kids, just do things in the streets that they shouldn't be
Let
doing.
me ask you a question. Make you think about something,
Okay.
right? Because, and I'm not saying you, just in general, right? People say it's the drill music. So are we saying that what's happening on the streets wasn't happening before the drill music?
Oh no, it
It
was
was
happening.
happening.
It was happening.
I'm gonna go a step further, and this is for the people that tuned in, because these are my sisters. They A1, right? So was it not happening when we were growing up and we were listening to when we was listening to Wu-Tang and we were listening to Mobb Deep and we were listening to Nas and Big, and it was the same stories, it was the same scenarios, right? So that's my thing. The people try to blame music or our culture on this thing. No, this thing always existed. Violence, negativity, drugs, gangs always existed, even when we were kids. So it's not that. It highlights it more
Right.
because of us having social media and the platforms that exist today. You can be on your phone. We didn't have smartphones.
Nope.
I saw you when I saw you. If I wanted to holler at you, I hit the payphone, or you
Right.
paged me on my beeper.
Right.
Or we had the little
Remember,
chirp
you
joint.
could write out words with the numbers. You could be like, hello
man,
on the
that's
pager.
what we had. We had no FaceTime.
None of that.
Right.
Right? So it's just a different perspective in regards to what's going on in the world and what we face, right? It's all expression.
Yeah.
Some of it is negative, some of it is positive, right? But it's all possibly their experiences.
Yeah.
And this is what I explained to my parents growing up. Like, I love Wu-Tang, I love Nas, I love all these people. I live in the hood too, we live in the hood. I'm not a drug dealer, never sold drugs, never used drugs, never tried, and that's not my thing. But it's their lives, it's what they've experienced. So they're talking about what they've seen, what they've
Right.
been through. It's negative, but it is what it is, and it's their reality, and they're putting it to song. And so many people in the world can relate to that. And that's why music, in one way, is so powerful, and
Right.
it reaches the
Definitely.
masses because it's speaking, like, you might not be a rapper or a singer, you might not be a rapper or a singer, but if you hear a song you like, and you can relate to that song and those lyrics, now that's on your phone, now
Right.
that's in your car, and that's how it goes. So
Yeah.
it all needs to change, but it changes due to what we're doing.
Right.
Us going into the schools, us going into the communities, having the conversation, being honest, being real, being present. It's one thing to
Right.
talk about it from afar, but it's another thing to be on the scene, and we're on the scene doing the work
Yeah.
every single day.
That's a fact. Yeah. No, I agree with that. I wouldn't say it's totally that, but it is magnified. You
Absolutely.
know what it is?
Absolutely.
That's what it is. And I also feel like after the pandemic, for some reason, I don't know if it's because, there was a lot of poverty came with that, but there was a lot of violence coming from the younger generation,
a mental thing,
in
too.
these streets. Yeah.
That's why you think, and
Yeah.
I think during the pandemic was probably one of my most challenging times in life. Like, I've been through some stuff, but that pandemic was something different. I've never seen it coming. I never experienced anything like that. What we do is in the forefront. What we do is with people. We're artists, we're performers, musicians, producers. So everything we do is live in front of an audience.
Right.
Like, we need the people in order to flourish. So when you remove the people and remove us being together,
Right.
it starts to take a toll on you mentally. So I think from a mental standpoint too, it's challenging.
It
It's
is.
challenging, you know, when you don't know how you're going to eat, when you don't know how you're going to feed your kids, when you're going to know when your next meal is coming from, how you're going to pay rent. Everybody is struggling in some way, whether it's finances, whether it's mental, whether it's spiritual, whether it's physically.
Yeah.
So that's probably a part of it too, where people didn't know how to deal
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
coming out of a situation like that, you know. So
Yeah.
for me, is faith over fear.
Right.
Faith
That's
over
right.
fear.
Faith over fear. And not
Faith
saying
over
that we don't
fear.
struggle. I struggle still, and I have my moments, you know. But you know, when in doubt, it's just like, God, you've brought me through
Yes.
everything
Right.
you've brought me through before, right?
Yes.
And we're still here. Is everything
Yeah.
perfect? No.
No.
But we're here, right? And we got to
Yeah.
figure it out. We got to make a way.
Yeah, there's always going to be challenges, you know, very difficult challenges, especially depending where you come from.
Right.
But, you know, I just encourage everyone to, like, tap into your community
Yes.
because there are people like King Amadeus,
Thank
you
you.
know.
And people like you. People like
Thank
you.
you. You know, like, you know, things we're doing that can help, you know, the kids that need that guidance, you know. I know that when I go into classrooms, I love all the kids.
Yes, yes.
But I'm always attracted to the children who it's challenging for them to connect,
Me too.
right? Yes.
I love it. I'm like, give me them, man. Give me
Yes,
the ones that don't want to hear nothing I have to say, want to jump around. Because we were
Yeah.
that. I was that. I was the
Right.
class clown. I was an interrupter.
Yes,
Give
and
me
that's what
those.
they challenge you.
Yeah.
They challenge you to approach them in a way where it's like, let me talk to you about something.
Right.
Let me tell you what's going to happen if you don't get your act together and you don't start paying attention and what your future could potentially look like. These are opportunities that we're bringing to you. You know, so you get to have those conversations in a deeper way.
There was
So-
two kids, real quick. There was two
Yeah.
kids, PS 18. And as soon as I started the assembly, and people laughing, I was like, you and you, come here. And they were just like, I said, you sit, and I was on the stage. I said, you sit right here, you sit right here. And I'm just looking at them, right? And I'm like, what happened? Y'all was just on a billion at your seat. You was
Right.
interrupting me. Now you're quiet. So now I
Right.
started asking them questions. What you want to be when you grow up, man? What you want to be when you grow up? I said, no, you wanted to talk down there.
Right.
Come talk. Come talk in front of the, this is what you wanted, right? And but it was a learning moment
Right.
and putting them on the spot. But I did it in a way where it was love.
Yeah.
And I wasn't scolding them and I didn't
Right.
make them. I just wanted them to feel the energy. Like, yo, this is my moment, bro. You up here taking my moment. So matter of fact, here, had a moment. You want the moment?
Exactly.
Had a moment.
Exactly.
And then right after that, we became the best of friends.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to call them out on it, but
I
call
love
them out
that.
with it on love because they can feel whether it's genuine or it's not.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I want to get through to some things.
Okay, okay.
What prompted the creation of Music 101 College Tour?
Yes.
And how has it impacted students and aspiring music professionals? Congrats on that too.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Yes.
wish. I mean, we had that going prior to the pandemic. We had a run. We did like NYU. We did Harvard. We did Yale, Bronx Community College, York College. So many different schools where Hampton. Like,
Nice.
I didn't go to college. You know what I mean? I just went straight into my career. So for me to be on those colleges, on those campuses, teaching and educating them on what I love musically without a degree in college,
amazing.
just shows you how amazing
Yeah.
God is and that He can put you in places where people don't think you belong or the paperwork doesn't say you're qualified to do it, but then He's like,
Right.
nah, get up in there and do what you do, bro. So that was amazing.
talking about that.
I would love to get back to it. I haven't done it in a while, you know, prior to the pandemic, so I think you might have triggered something in me to just
Please
get these
do.
panels going again. And you
Yes.
guys will definitely have to sit on these panels because you have
Let's
so much
talk about it.
information to share. So
Yeah.
I think you lit the match a little bit on that because I forgot about it. I forgot about that.
Well, let's talk about
Yeah,
it. And
absolutely.
I love that you just said, like, you know, you didn't graduate from college.
Yeah.
However, you are now speaking at colleges
Yeah,
and
crazy.
inspiring and motivating.
Crazy.
But that's to show, you know, when we talk a lot about like mindset and like imposter syndrome and things like that, because we face that all the time. You know, it's like we want this opportunity, we want it, and then
Yeah.
it comes and we're like, oh, wait, but can I really do this?
Right.
Right. Am I qualified?
Shoot.
Right.
But you're doing it.
It's, you know, and salute, let me look in the camera, salute to everybody that's studying and getting the what do you call it, the degrees and the
Yes.
diplomas and the masters and the doctorates, all of those things. We celebrate you, we salute you. But listen, man, you know, sometimes God just goes,
Yeah.
you know, and it be about your life and it be about the experiences, you know. There's certain things that can't be taught in the classroom.
Yeah.
And I say that with all due respect.
Yes.
There's a certain swag, a certain energy, a certain fearlessness that someone can't sit down and teach you. It's either you
Yeah.
got it or you don't.
Yep.
And you
That's
can
right.
get it. It just needs to be developed. But you might only be able to get that out there
Yeah.
in the streets, outside.
That's
You
a
know?
fact.
Straight
That's
up.
A fact, yeah. But also shout out to all the teachers.
Yes.
You know, I don't want to take away from them. That's
Absolutely.
a very hard, difficult job that
Yes.
you all have. So
Yes.
shout out to you. I know you're looking forward to your break.
They deal with our
Yeah.
kids
Oh my
every
goodness.
single
God bless them. Yes.
day. When we're pissed, when they get on all of our last nerves, when we send them like, time
Right,
go.
exactly.
And then
With
we-
all your attitude.
All
go.
everything. Go. And they leave and they sit with that teacher from 8 to 3 or 8 to 4. They got after school program 8 to 6. And then they
Yeah.
come back home to us, we feed them and put them in the bed and they do it again the next day. So salute to you. Shout out to all of
Yes.
the amazing teachers, to the
Yes.
staff, to the principals, the coaches, everybody that take our little rascals and hold them down and educate them and deal with them on a day-to-day basis while we take a piece of a break. So shout out to
Yes.
teachers. Great job on that.
Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. I mean, I only do a fraction of what they do every day.
Man.
I always say, like, ooh, if I had to do this every day,
Crazy.
child.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, and no, listen. We could dive deep into that,
Right.
but you've been touring. You've been doing amazing things
Thank you.
in the industry. So as Trey Songz's music director and lead drummer,
Okay.
how do you balance touring and running Platinum Boy Music and everything else you got going on?
Right. It's tough, but you know, touring usually consists of like, depending on the tour, a month or two at a time. Then you have the preparation leading up to the tour. Maybe we get ready pretty quick. A lot of, shout out to all of the bands and all of the tour musicians. A lot of teams take months to prepare for tours. We just go in there, Trey be like, yo, we going there for a week, bro. What we doing? And that's just the vibe that we have. We've
Right.
been a band, one team is in a band for 17 years.
Wow,
So we really know
that's
each other. I know Trey,
amazing.
like I know him, he knows me, we know each other.
Yeah.
So it's just a vibe. We'll talk about it a little bit, throw some
Yeah.
ideas out, go in the room, play, and like, all right, cool, that's it. And then just,
Right.
fine tune everything like that. So
And y'all sound amazing.
thank you. Yes, you came to a show in LA, the streaming
Yes,
show we
I
had in
did.
LA.
Thank you for that.
Glad to have you there. I'm
Yes.
glad you enjoyed it. But it could be, one thing I do, I separate everything, right? So when I'm on tour, I'm on tour. So I'm not in the studio, I'm not really producing. Songs have come together while I'm on tour, but I kind of just be on tour and just live in that moment of touring, because there's a lot to it.
Right.
We're going to city to city, we're on a tour bus. Sometimes we have a comfortable sleep, sometimes we don't. You know, it's a lot of wear and tear on your bodies, a lot of wear and tear on your mental.
Child, yes.
Performing every night for an hour, hour and a half in a different place every night. There's a lot. So I make sure that I take the time to just be present and be in the tour mode and do that. And then once, I'm off tour, back to all of the other things. And I'm working on stuff, but not as physically as it may seem. But
Right.
balance is key, man. I think balance is key. I haven't mastered it because I'm a workaholic. And that's my thing. And you guys know me, man. That's why you see me everywhere. It's like,
When's your birthday? What sign are you?
I'm Aquarius, January 30th.
Aquarius.
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about that last
Yeah,
time on the show. That's
Aquarius.
right.
So
Our
I want to
birthdays are
work.
coming up. Yeah.
I don't want to sit around and be doing a bunch of nothing. It's like, what can I
Right.
be doing now?
Yeah,
What else could I do
exactly.
now?
It's like if you're not doing anything, you feel like something's wrong.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But I tell you this though, the holidays approaching, and when I say I'm gonna
Take a
sit my
seat.
behind down, video games are loading. Like they loading. I just spoke to my son on the way. I said, yo, about to go sit down with the queens, do this, boom,
Right.
boom, 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 and then once Monday hit,
Right.
I don't want to talk about nothing. Like we were talking about before we started the show.
Yeah.
If it ain't a 2024 check,
Right.
That's right.
ain't nothing to talk
That's
about.
right. If you ain't
Right.
trying to close out your books and spend whatever you have left over.
Right.
Ain't nothing. I'll see you in 2025.
Right.
Period.
Period. Okay. Well, listen, we don't have much time left, but your discography is insane.
Thank you.
Like
Thank you.
insane. Like, tell us a little bit about your music production process. You've
right.
worked with so many different artists.
Yeah, man.
Like, how do these ideas, the beats, things
Mm-hmm,
like that, how do they come to you?
For me, I do what I love. I do what I feel. I've never been a producer that would create a specific track for a particular artist. I didn't like doing that because I feel like if I made something for you and you didn't like it, it's specifically for you.
Right.
So now that's a track that's sitting in my computer that you didn't take, that I really wouldn't shop to anyone else because it's catered and it's crafted for you. So for me, I was like, I just want to make music that I love. I want to make beats that I love, that I'm excited about. And then once I'm done, I can just send to everybody. You know, I can send to Chris Brown, I can send to Trey, I can send to Ty Dolla Sign, I can send to J-Lo, I can send to Justin Bieber. And then whoever be like, yo, I want that. It's like first come, first serve. Biggest check.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Who cutting that? You want that? You want that? What we talking about?
Right.
How much you got for it? How much you got for it? I
Right.
haven't had to have too many of those situations, but I had a few where it's like, and I'll be going in too, like, yeah, so what you talking? That's what you talking? Your man over here, though, he said, or she
Right.
said, they got this on it. What you gonna do? You gonna bow out or you gonna, you know what I mean? So I've had some of those situations, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing, man. It's a
Okay.
blessing. Little kid from the hood, little kid from the projects, working
Yeah.
with some of the greatest artists of all time.
Right.
It's a blessing,
Yes.
man. And it's cool, man. It's cool.
It is. I'm gonna holla at you because my
Okay.
daughter
Okay.
wants to become a music producer.
Okay, how old is she?
Yeah, she's 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm
Okay,
gonna holla
daughter.
at you so we can talk about it.
Come talk to the king.
Her musical ear is insane.
But that's-
like she
that's the
listens
most
to stuff from
important part.
our time,
Yeah.
like is insane. But I want to close out by
Okay.
congratulating you,
Thank you.
for being inducted into the Bronx Walk of
Man,
Fame
I'm
class
still
of
processing that.
2024. Woo, woo.
Still
Let's
processing
go.
that, man. It's crazy.
Yes. How do you feel about that? That's amazing.
So my dad passed away 2 years ago, right?
Mm.
So when they was doing the unveiling of it, and I was just looking up at it, and I was like, yo, what would he be saying right now? Like his son's name is up there, right? So I had that moment to really take that in, and I know he's proud as my guardian angel. I have my kids,
May
my
you rest in
family there.
peace.
My son has my name as well. So I looked at him and I was just like, bro, it's not crazy. I was like, how do you feel? He's like, yo, Dad, that's crazy, because that's his name, right? And I say that because it's your name. We share the same name, but we're building different legacies. Like the legacy I'm building is for him, but I want him to be the best Antoine Jamel Thompson Jr. he could be.
Period.
You know, so when he
Yes.
sees that sign, it's not about going to chase Dad's dreams and passions. It's about chasing yours and being
Yes.
great at what you do and living up to your name for
Yes.
you,
and
not for
letting,
me.
and just letting it inspire you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, if you're on 161st, between 161st, 158 Grand Concourse, right in
Yes.
front of the courthouse, right down the street from Yankee Stadium, pull up, see the King sign, man. It's legendary.
Yes. Well, listen, we're going to close out, but
Okay.
there's a few other things that you've been doing. So I want all of you guys to check out The Story of Amadeus
Yes.
and The Beat Goes On. Make
Yes.
sure you check out that book, okay? Also, you were immortalized at the Boys and Girls Club in the
Absolutely.
Bronx
Absolutely.
by Rock the Bells and Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Shout out to you. You received honorary doctorate in music business and entrepreneurship. I mean, high five.
Man.
King, what? That is
Yeah,
amazing.
It's a blessing, man. I'm blessed and grateful.
Yes, and you
Yeah.
received the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from President Joe Biden.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean,
That's dope.
legend.
Humbled and grateful, man.
Yes.
Humbled and
So
grateful.
in literally like 15 seconds,
Okay.
just let everyone know where they can follow you and, you know, whatever they can check out next.
Done deal. Amadeus on Instagram, AMADEUS PBM on IG. Website is IamKingAmadeus.com. Thank you to you ladies for having me. We had a great time. I hope you are inspired by what the conversation we had. Big Bronx energy.
Yes.
You're she the hat.
Okay.
She the hat. She the hat.
Shout out to Amadeus with the
Absolutely.
big Bronx
Big
energy.
Bronx energy.
Let's
Big
go.
Bronx
I
energy.
love it. I love all the positive stories coming out of the Bronx. This is Sit Fearlessly. I'm your girl, Sue Fearless.
And I'm Gigi.
And thank you for checking out another episode. You're coming back. We're
Yes.
bringing you
Part
back.
two? Let's do it.
All right.
Let's
Thank
do
you,
it.
y'all.